So welcome to the plate quarter-final here between Cape Town Jackals and the Brisbane Burners. Penultimate day of the 2024 India Super Series. This is the plate event, a T12 plate event, so 12 overs a side. Retirement's at 30. The main action for the India Super Series quarter-finals 2024 is happening over at the JR Institute Cricket Institute. Let's just have a look at that. Pitched outside leg most likely there. So if you want to watch the main quarterfinals, just go through any of our other portals, facebook.com/lastmanstands, the YouTube page, or lastmanstands.com. Here we got Mitch Fraser and Tom Jelly opening up for the Brisbane Burners. Rajdeep Upal opening the bowling for the South Africans. And he's on the money early on, Rajdeep. So there's been a lot of runs scored already today on this pitch. It's definitely a batting deck. First game saw some serious power hitting from Perth Power and the Melbourne Mavericks. Perth Power getting up, but then the Auckland Warriors really making light work of them in the first plate semi-final of the day. So they'll be getting through to the plate final, which happens tomorrow on finals day. So make sure you stay tuned all day tomorrow for some brilliant action. Last ball of Upal's terrific first over. Swings it in. What a wonderful first over that is from Rajdeep Upal. Goes for only 3 runs in this 12 over a side game. Tom Jelly, none off 2. Mitch Fraser, 2 off 3. Well, what a start there by the South Africans. Brisbane Burners, of course, boasting Peter George, the ex-Australia international. Played a test match for Australia in India 2010. Former South Australian and Queensland fast bowler. So looking forward to seeing Peter in action during this game, and he should be joining us in the commentary box at some point. So we'll be getting a few words of wisdom from him. But for now, second over coming up for the Cape Town Jackals against the Burners. Foreign teams have found the going tough here in India, particularly against the spin bowlers. This plate competition dominated by the foreign teams as a result, with most of the best Indian teams in action at the other ground today. So second over coming up. Brisbane Burners batting first here in this plate quarter-final against the Cape Town Jackals. Rory Rouse bowling. Just off his legs first up, and he finds the gap down there to fine leg. Well, there you go. That's getting the Brisbane Burners going a bit. They needed that after a very tight first over. Down Jackals. Oh, actually, yeah, really lucky with that inside edge there, Mitch Fraser, but maybe that'll be getting him going. And we're delighted to have joining us on the commentary for a few overs at least, Peter George himself. As I mentioned, he played a test match for Australia here in India, in Bangalore in 2010. Welcome, Peter.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks for having me.
It's terrific to have you involved in this tournament. And so Peter's one of the Brisbane Burners batsmen today, well, players. He'll be batting at number 7 and then opening up the bowling. He's had a terrific tournament so far. Let's just see this second delivery of Rouse's over. Out into the offside there from Mitch Fraser. So that'll just be a single. So a steady start here from the Burners, if not spectacular. So Peter, you've had a good tournament with the ball so far. Been bowling tight, got a few wickets. How do you rate your chances today? And tell us a bit about the Burners. Is strength more in the batting or the bowling? What should we be looking out for today?
I'll just have a look at this delivery.
Just bunted back down the ground to long off, so just a single there.
Yeah, I think so far this tournament, I don't think we've fired as much as we could have and what our potential is with the bat. I think we've bowled okay, probably yet to see us playing to our full potential on either side, but I think that's pretty common from the foreign teams this tournament. Rory
Rouse, it goes up in the air there from Mitch Fraser. Wow, all the way. Didn't quite see where that landed. 4 runs, but that's a couple of perhaps fortuitous shots there for Mitch Fraser, but it's got him going 11 off 7. That one actually, he didn't quite get all of it, but it went high, landed safely.
Just inside the rope. That's that's a good sign for us. The pitch is bouncing a little bit. There's been a lot of those shots attempted from the foreign teams. It's very much an Australian-style shot, rocking back. He's tried it again.
Should be going over or just a bit down leg. We'll come on to a bit of the umpiring side of things later, which Peter's now involved in his post-playing career. But firstly, just with regards to this game, Pete, what are you? You're skippering the side, I believe, this game in Sam Lang's absence, who's sitting out with a bit of a knock and giving a chance to Matt Turnbull, the team owner, to have a game. What kind of target are you looking to set here in this 12-over game?
Yeah, exactly right. It's exciting for me to have a chance to captain the side here while we're in India, and I think runs on the board was my thinking. We lost the toss, but we would have batted if we'd won the toss. So I think getting something over 10 and over, so looking at 120 plus at least. I think I'd certainly be happy with anything above 120, 130, and then if we can go beyond that, then that's going to be very hard for the opposition to chase down.
So Rory Rouse with another terrific delivery there to start his second over. Only went for, not Rory Rouse, Rajdeep Upal, my apologies. Had a terrific first over, just went for 2 runs, angling it in with some in-swingers, but that one just going away across the batsman. Nice, quicker ball. He really looks the part here, Rajdeep Upal. He looks like he's going to be the dangerman for these openers. So Tom Jelly facing up 1 off 4 so far. Lovely played out into the covers there. Good fielding in the deep.
Handy footwork. Close to a run out, no.
Good running there. Come back for 2. Almost a boundary. So Peter, we saw you, we spoke about it at the time when you got your first wicket this tournament. Absolutely cracking delivery. Coming in, taking out middle and off. And we were chatting about, let's just see this ball first from Upal. Third delivery of his second over. Goes out towards the covers, and he's found the gap there, Tom Jelly. Beautiful shot. So now he's getting going, moves on to 7 off 6, and that could kickstart this for the Brisbane Burners. But back to your test match. Talk us through your first wicket. I believe it was a certain Sachin Tendulkar that provided your first scalp in Test cricket. Yes,
a name that is probably pretty familiar to most people listening to the coverage, I would have thought. But very, very lucky to have played a Test match here in India and played represented my country. Obviously, it was quite an amazing honour.
What kind of delivery was it? Was Tendulkar, I believe he had a few runs on the board.
He did, he brought up his 200th run. It also passed 14,000 Test runs in that same innings. So there was a few times the crowd swelled in Bangalore at the Chinstwari Stadium, and I thought, gee, what's happening here? And then I look up at the scoreboard and see Sachin close to a milestone, and the crowd was very loud. Oh no! So Mitchie Fraser just looks like he might have chopped that one on, I think.
He has indeed. So, it was pushed outside. And as we were saying, Upal seems to get a bit of in-swing as well. And he must have just got the inside edge there. Mitch Fraser, he had a couple of boundaries to his name already. That's not the wicket that the Burners would have been looking for. Let's just have a look here. No, it didn't even swing at all. It was just a chop back on. He'll be disappointed with that. There was runs for the taking. So 3 overs, 20 for 1. Cape Town Jackals will be very happy with their start here.
I think maybe that's kept a little bit lower than Mitch thought there. It looks like it might be a bit of inconsistent bounce. When we went out and had a look at the pitch, you can even see it on the footage here. There's a little patch that I'll be hoping to make use of when I'll right arm over from the bottom of screen here when we get a chance to. A few little patches out there might be some inconsistent bounce that I think might have just caught Mitchie off guard there. Not that one hit that patch, but I think there's just a little bit of variation out there.
Especially with your height, that patch there. I mean, what are you, 6'6" or
6'8" in the old scale, 203 centimetres.
Absolutely. So that's some serious height you're delivering the ball from there. So we look forward to seeing a bit of that in the second innings. So back to Sachin Tendulkar. So you just got his, you said double century and 14,000th run.
Yeah, so obviously seen him like beach balls at the time, and I was just down at fine leg speaking to Dougie Bollinger, carrying the drinks around, just asking, mate, how do you take wickets at this level? Like, this pitch is just like a feather bed. There's no bounce in it. It's, we're getting a little bit of swing, but not enough to really bother someone like Sachin, and really VJ at the other end. They put on an amazing partnership, and that particular ball actually was one that I'd worked on in that off season, which is I just kind of dropped the arm and bowl it a lot more like a slinger. which to me feels like I was bowling a sidearm, but you wouldn't necessarily notice if you looked at the footage. My arm was a little bit lower, and it just get a little bit more reverse swing with that action. And so, yeah, it's just kind of that worked, got enough to swing to take the inside edge onto the stumps.
Brilliant. Bowling Sachin Tendulkar for your first Test wicket, what a memory.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's just surreal, I think. Looking back at the footage, it's kind of funny, given we were just talking about how loud the crowd had been. There's just absolute dead silence. There's one person in the entire ground making noise, and that was me running around like yelling and screaming and high-fiving. I think the rest of the Aussie players are pretty just kind of happy to see the back of him at that point.
Amazing. Well, back to the game here. So this Rory Rouse in his second over. They're really bowling well here, the Jackals, putting the Brisbane Burners under early pressure. The new man to the crease, Matt Dart, he had a terrific innings yesterday for 50 in a disappointing Burners loss. The one highlight in bat innings there. But then the advantage of that is they're in the plate competition now, and this plate competition featuring several of the overseas sides. So good atmosphere here at the Endeavour Cricket Club, and great day to be involved in. And they're just trying to go a bit hard there, do you think, Tom, Jelly? I mean, Peter, what do you think of this situation now? 3.3 overs, 22 for 1, a bit of pressure building.
There is a bit, and I think, yeah, I mean, he's not got many options here, Tommy. I think he is the man to go. Like, he's faced 9 balls so far. I think we do need to pick up the run rate a bit. There's only 12 overs to play, so not that much time to nick and nudge it around.
Rory Rouse comes in, and he's connected with that, Tom Jelly. Where's that gone? Right over the fielder, over cover point. Excellent hit there from Jelly. Is onto that in a flash.
Great shot. Another one over the offside for Tom Jelly. He's going to make a name for himself of moosing them over point boundary.
Terrific shot there. I think we saw on the global highlights, Last Man Stands, Facebook's global highlight reels, belted one over point for 6, I think, yesterday or the day before. Good to see him doing it.
That could be another one over cover for the highlights reel. It's beautiful.
Last ball of Rory Rouse is over. And he goes hard to the leg side this time. Tom Jelly, where's that gone? It's gone short of the fielder. He's just going to get the single there. So that brings an end to the 4th over. 29 for 1 now. Jelly at the crease with Matt Dart. A reminder that it's a 12 over a side game. So we're a third of the way through the overs. The Brisbane Burners looking for a minimum of 120, we're told, from this innings, just to have something decent to bowl at. So they've got a bit of work to do to get to there, but Tom Jelly's getting going. A reminder that it's 30 run retirements due to the 12 over restriction rather than normal T20 format where batsmen retire at 50. And then just briefly on the rest of your career, you played most of your cricket for South Australia and Queensland.
That's right.
And I believe, am I right in saying you had the best figures at Bellerive Oval?
I did, yeah. That was in my second season. Yeah, I made my debut at Bellerive, first class cricket, and then the following season, took 8 for 84 in an innings. The same innings, Ed Cowan actually scored a double century, so it was an interesting game.
Wow, incredible. Look at that beautiful shot out there. Backward of points. Jelly just lent into that full swing of the bat. Got decent connection on it, and Jelly is really getting going now. This is what the Brisbane Burners need. 20 off 12. For those of you that don't know Bellerive Oval and ever going to Australia, it's a lovely venue down in Hobart in Tasmania, a beautiful part of the country. So
it certainly is. It's pretty chilly down there. You pack your extra jumper.
That's for sure. So Upal comes in, and that's through the offside now, but it's out to the deep cover point fielder, so it will just be the single there. 2.2 overs from the dangerous Rajdeep Upal. 3 balls left of his spell. Brisbane Burners looking to get going a bit here. And just on the LMS front and the format, Peter, you played a lot of games, I think, the last 2 to 3 years, maybe 80 or 90 games of Last Man Stands now. You've gone to, just watch this delivery first, third ball and third over. And that would just be, will it go all the way? No, well fielded at deep cover point. They won't come back for the second, so just a single there. Excellent fielding there.
Yeah, I've really loved LMS since I've come back. It was actually when I moved back to Adelaide from Brisbane in 2021. I'd been obviously keeping in touch with my best mate who plays quite a bit of LMS back home, and
full toss there, and he's lent into that, Tom Jelly.
Another one over point.
What a hit. Well, that's his signature shot from this tournament. As we were saying, he hit one of those yesterday or the day before. He's really just lent into that, gets his weight into it, and that was right out the middle there, Peter.
Made full use of a juicy full toss outside off stump. He'd be looking to finish. He's had a really good spell here, Rajdeep, so he would be looking to finish it off well here.
Last ball of Upal's over, outside off. Big swing. Is that an appeal? Ended it? It's not given by the umpire. Keeper looked confident, not so much the bowler. Well, that did justice to his spell, I think. He had taken a bit of tap that over Upal, but he's been excellent over those 3 overs. 1 for 21 from his spell situation, 41 for 5 overs down. Projector scored 98, so still well short of what the Burners were aiming for, 120 at the start of the innings. So, yeah, Peter, you're saying, so coming into LMS, I mean, the opposition must have been a bit surprised when you turned up for a game of LMS.
Yeah, I think it's just, my teammates like to play it up a little bit, but I mean, obviously it's been quite a long time since I was a professional cricketer and playing Test cricket, but a few years since I was playing professionally. But I think, for me, just LMS, it's just getting back to why you play cricket in the first place, just for the love of the game, playing with your mates. It's just so much fun. I find there's probably still a little bit of pressure on me and expectation to perform, but I think compared to obviously professional level, it's really just enjoyable compared to feeling any pressure or anything like that.
That's it. There we go. Just Naidu coming on to bowl the 6th over here for the Cape Town Jackals. His first delivery, and it's found the gap there. Matt Dart getting going then with that 4 just behind backward square leg. So things beginning to go Burners' ways a bit more now. If we look at the last 8 deliveries, 2 sixes and a couple of other boundaries in there. So things turning out the right way. And as Peter said, I mean, the social element of LMS, which most of you out there watching will have personally experienced. It really is mates cricket, and that's what it was designed to do. And that's it. With tours like this, these Cape Town Jackals, all a bunch of mates from South Africa just loving the experience here. In terms of this, just go straight down there. Matt Dart, that is
He's got all of that
shot. Wow, talk us through this one, Peter.
Well, you've called it perfectly. He's just step forward, leant into it. He's kept his head over the ball perfectly well there. I think you see a lot of players come up out of the shot too early, but he's really given us an example of how to hit the lofted straight drive there, hasn't he? He's kept his head down over the ball and given it the full swing of the bat straight out of the middle over into the, what would you call that, a garden over there, a field, some greenery.
Well, there we go. Things beginning to go the Burners' way. 3 sixes in the last 9 balls. 52 after 5.3 overs now. Projected score going up. And then just the last bit on your career and where it's going. I know that you're ascending rapidly through the umpiring ranks. I think you've been umpiring for about 3 years now, but already you're at let's just watch this ball first. 4th ball of Naidu's over. Just goes out to point, just a single there. But you're already up to... is it the level just below the Big Bash? So that's where you see your future career, is it, as an umpire?
Yeah, I've been absolutely loving umpiring. I had a couple of seasons out of the game. Actually worked out perfectly. I missed the COVID season and the season after that, so I've had a good little break.
Where's that
got
one
all
gone?
Of that.
No, just be fielded mid-wicket. So... see what we've got here. So Brisbane Burners now at the halfway point, 55 for 1. So reminder that it's a 12-over game. So they're targeting 120. They seem well on track to get there. Tom Jelly looking good, but he's going to have to retire pretty soon. Matt Dart looking really good with that beautiful straight 6 over long on. 55 for 1 after 6 overs now. Sorry, back to your umpiring, Pete.
Yeah, I think having enough time out of the game. I think getting back into getting into cricket. Or back into it through umpiring. I've just loved every minute of it, getting out there, back on the field. I've probably felt more comfortable the higher I've gone up. I guess I was lucky enough through my playing career to play quite a lot of 4-day cricket through either second 11 or first class Sheffield Shield. Being out there in those kind of conditions and at that level, the kind of the pace of play and everything is what I'm used to compared to coming up through lower levels. Which it's just a different level of cricket, different pace and that sort of thing. So it's been perfect how I've come through. Obviously, learning my craft as an umpire and now being able to almost connect the experience that I've had on the field as a player with the experience that I'm now building, I guess, as an umpire.
Excellent, exciting to hear, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you umpiring around the Big Bash and other televised leagues, hopefully in the not too distant future.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. I think before I run out and go, hopefully not have to bat, but might go see if I need to get ready. But yeah, I just wanted to say on LMS and on competitions like this, it's just, it's absolute amazing opportunity for, like you're saying, for the foreign teams to come over here and play against locals in their conditions, and we've had some really tough oppositions, especially with the local teams. But yeah, it's just for me, coming back to India, but to play more socially in this competition, I think it's been such an amazing opportunity, and I wanted to thank LMS as a whole for creating tournaments like this and creating opportunities like this for all of us. I guess park cricketers, someone like me who did play at a higher level and got opportunities in the past. I think I've said a few times on this trip, like I don't remember really soaking it in probably as much as I could or should have, and that may go across my whole career. You're just in work mode. You're there to do a job, and you got to stop and pinch yourself sometimes and think, wow, what an amazing opportunity to be here. And I think this has just been such an amazing chance for me to come back and relive some of the experiences of India and some of the smells and colours and noises, and it's incredible.
Oh, it's terrific to have you involved. Oh, well, let's just have a quick look at that. Well, look at that. That's straight on bowled. So just a last little look at the game here before we say goodbye to Peter George. Well, that's a big wicket, Tom Jelly, just before his retirement, which means that we've got Benson Tenbath coming to the... And that was just a swipe across the wicket. He looked so good until then, Peter, but just a big swipe.
That is a real shame. It's obviously really nice in LMS to have a retired batsman, one of your top 3 or 4 batters get to their 30 in this case, being a 12-over game. But it's always nice to have a batter back in the sheds. But I think just did him for lack of bounce there, Jelly. A bit of spin and kept low, and he's probably put the head back a bit much, trying to look to where he's going to see that sail over the roof of one of these buildings over here at mid-wicket.
Certainly has. Well, he's done that a couple of times already, but that was a terrific knock by Tom Jelly. He's got the Brisbane Burners off to a great start. And Peter, it's great having you involved in this tournament, and hopefully the first of many major tournaments that we see you a part of. Thanks for joining us, and good luck with the batting if you get out there.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, Rob. It's been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, cheers.
Thanks, Peter. So the situation now just past the halfway point, 6.1 overs, 55 for 2. A big wicket there brings Benson Trenbath to the crease. Benson is one of the Brisbane Burners team owners, along with Matt Turble. So he's getting his chance to play a game today, first game of the tournament. So he's getting a chance in the plate. See how he goes. He gets off to a decent start with a single. And we've got Matt Dart, 14 off 6 balls, going really well here. So Vital Haras started so well, clean bowling. The dangerous Tom Jelly, first baller, was looking to retire with a big 6 over mid-wicket. Ended up looking like a bit of an ugly slog across the line, which was a shame because he had played some really terrific shots before then. And that's just slowed things up here. If we look at the last 5 balls, 4 singles and the wicket. So Burners need to get going again. Benson Trenbath across, down a deep square leg. Moves on to 2. And the responsibility now will be on Matt Dart to keep firing and get to his retirement figure of 30 to keep this Brisbane Burners charge going. They really do need over 110 here. You would think 120 would be what they were targeting. He's gone straight down the ground there, Matt Dart. Has he got all of that? I think he has. That's a big, big 6. Wow, another terrific hit from Matt Dart. He's showing his quality after his 50 yesterday. Let's have a look at that. Tossed up, steps well away from his body, actually. Good eyes. Got that right out the middle. Last ball of the 7th over. So after a terrific first 4 deliveries from Vital Haras, including the wicket of Tom Jelly, it's ended with a Matt Dart 6 straight down the ground. Dart's second 6 moves him on to 21 off just 8 balls, so just what the Burners need. And now it looks like we got Rory Rouse back on for his final over. 3 overs spells here, the maximum in this 12 overs a side game. Reminder that this is a plate quarter final between the South Africans, the Cape Town Jackals, and the Australians, the Brisbane Burners. 5 overs to go. Projected score at the moment 110. And Rory Rouse just to complete his spell here. So after a bit of a swing towards the Cape Town Jackals, things back on track for the Burners. Trembath up against Rory Rouse, tossed up there, played nicely to the offside. He'll just take the single there. If we look at the field here, we've got a deep square leg, deep mid-wicket, long on, wide long off, deep extra cover, and a backward point on the boundary. So no one really behind square as Rouse comes in. Oh, that's hit very hard there from Matt Dart. Another terrific shot, this time over mid-wicket. Just saw it in a flash. Rouse comes in. Just a bit of a real long hop, kept low. Matt Dart doesn't miss out on those. 27 off 9 balls now as that sails far over the boundary. He had to wait for it, but he made no mistake. So now 27 off 9. Can the Burners get their first batsman back in the shed here? Dart will be targeting a 6 just to maximise his retirement. Just waiting for the ball to come back here. So 7.2 overs. The Burners on the charge again with 2 sixes in their last 3 balls. Cape Town Jackals, a very popular side. Lovely group of guys from South Africa. Under a bit of pressure here. And that one straight back down the ground. And he has retired in style. What an innings from Matt Dart. 33 off 10 balls, featuring 4 brilliant sixes. 3 of them straight down the ground. Some terrific hitting from Matt Dart. He backs up his 50 from yesterday with 33 off just 10 balls to really launch this Brisbane Burners innings into overdrive. 77 for 2 after 7.3 overs. Just what the Burners needed. Well played, Matt Dart. Now the pressure back on the Cape Town Jackals, one of the tournament's most popular teams, to bounce back into this game. It was all looking so good for them, even just 1 over ago. But then look at those last 4 deliveries. 3 sixes in there. That's really changed the context of this game. And the projected score is now up to 122. So higher than what Peter George and the Burners were targeting. 120 was their target. Now Patrick Hansen comes to the crease. Number 5 position for the Brisbane Burners with the retirement of Matt Dart. Reminder that Matt Turble is also playing in this game, so both of the Brisbane team owners getting a chance for a game here in India. They haven't played the tournament, they're just the team owners, but 2 of the other players generously sitting out the game to give the owners a chance. Hopefully the owners help the Burners, well, hopefully from their behalf, get to a plate semi-final. Rouse comes in a lot. It's that 4th ball of his 3rd over. That's across the line, straight to the fielder, and he almost lets it go over the boundary, recovers quickly. So just a single there. Hard first hit by Patrick Hansen, seeing that. Well, straight up, and Benson Trembath down the other end. Last ball of Rory Rouse's spell. He's gone for 32 so far. Across the line there, that would just go to mid-wicket. They may go for 2. They're looking at 2. No, just a single. Rory Rouse's spell finishes none for 33 from 3 overs. He had very tight figures before that over, so his last over going for 15 runs. 8 overs down now, 79 for 2. Projected score of 119. Benson Trembath and Patrick Hansen both new to the crease. They don't really have time to get their eye in. There's only 20 deliveries left. Tom Jelly will have been disappointed with his dismissal. Having looked so good and on the verge of a retirement, he had played some terrific shots. It was just a bit too ambitious for one that just skidded through and took out his centre stump from the off-spinner. And that is this man, Vital Harase. Just down a long on there for a single from Trembath. Terrific first over from Vital. Figures only damaged by the final ball 6. Beautiful shot by Matt Dart. Second ball of his 2nd over. Flattish. And that's just going to be a single to mid-wicket. A mix-up between the batsmen. It's going to the keeper's end, and that's going to be an easy run out. They've chosen one of them to go. They're trying to go for the second there, which I think they had to do in this context. They've got a guy in the shed in terms of Matt Dart. They've got a former professional cricketer with Peter George still to come in, and they've got plenty of wickets in hand. Real mix up there. Easy run out in the end. Question is, with both those back, yep, that was easy done. They decided that Benson Trembuth was going to be the man to go. So he took it on the sword. Give Patrick Hansen more of a go. Generous play from him. Big smile on his face. I think he's enjoyed the experience out there, Benson. Great to have him involved as a team owner, and he's helped pick up all the Brisbane Burners sponsors for this tournament. So great to have him alongside Matt Turnbull as the team owners. It brings young John Pratt to the crease. He's been a star of this tournament so far from the Australian perspective. So what's he got? We basically got 18 balls left. Projected score now 116, 81 for 3. Vitaharas comes up. That's beautifully hit by Pratt, straight up. Clears the fence. 6 runs off his first delivery. We said that he had been a star this tournament, both with bat and ball. Tremendously fit young man. Look at this. How's this for the eye first up? Tossed up there. Big step towards it. Right out the middle. Beats long on for 6. Well played, John Pratt. And we're lucky to have none other than the LMS Australian captain, LMS legend. Everyone out there, well, probably out, let's just watch this first. Everyone out there probably knows him outside of maybe our new Indian market watching. Sam Lang, captain of Australia. Welcome, sir.
Cheers, Rob. Happy to be here again and chance to sort of get on the commentary while the boys do their job out there.
Chip down the ground there to long on. Oh, the bounce almost catches out the fielder, but there'll still just be the single. So 8.4 overs. Sorry, 9 overs now. End of the 9th over. 88 for 3. So Sam, Peter was saying in this game, he was targeting anything over 120 to have something to bowl at. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. I think watching the games before, there were some big scores, but with our bowling attack, 120s, we're comfortable with defending that. We've probably definitely been a more bowling side than batting side this tournament.
So who are the bowlers to look out for in the second innings then?
So Pete, obviously, is going to probably come in with the new rock. Hopefully he's got his 4 slips again. Just put a bit of mind games into it. And then Jan will have the second over. Like you said, he's just been probably the star of the team this trip with bat and ball. Just comes out, bangs 6s, ball 1, taking wickets for fun. And he looks pretty good out there doing it.
Absolutely. So just looking at the situation now, start of the 10th over, Tyrone Reddy's going to come on for his first over up against young John Pratt, 7 off 3. Flattish ball outside off, almost a wide there, just inside the wide lines. So dot ball, much needed dot ball for the South Africans, for the Cape Town Jackals. And Sam, so what's been the real, you've been talking a lot with the other teams and experiencing the foreign involvement in this tournament. What do you think the real, just another dot ball there from, lovely start to a spell here from Tyrone Reddy, right on the money, outside off stump, making the batsman work for it. But there's been a lot of difficulties with the bat for the foreign teams this tournament. Do you put it all down to the pitches, to spin bowling? What's the cause, do you reckon?
Definitely some low pitches, which I know for at least the Aussies to come across and play on low pitches like this is very hard to get used to. Matty Dart, the exception in our team, he seems to just make every oval look small and every pitch look like a road. And, you know, just seeing some of the scores from the foreign teams, same as sort of the first Indian Super Series, just weren't quite enough on the board.
Straight down the ground there. That's a magnificent hit there from Patrick Hansen. Fielder comes around and knocks it over the boundary. Almost takes an absolutely ripping catch. We saw a blinder of a catch earlier from Simon Melbers for the Melbourne Mavericks today. That was almost the same. Let's have a look at this. Talk us through this, Sammy.
Yeah, Paddy's been wanting to unleash a little bit, so he would have felt good getting out off the bat, but they definitely did well, the Jackals fielder, to get across to this. And you'd almost have to, it's a straight drop, to be fair. He's got 2 hands to it. You'd be hoping that he takes that, so unfortunate for them, but definitely handy for us.
So 1 ball left of the 10th over, scored 93 for 3. Patrick Hansen, as Sam says, would have been relieved to get that one out. Screws. He goes hard again, but can't get hold of that. He's sent Pratt back. Is there going to be a chance here? He tries to turn down, and he does. Disappointing there. You sense that Patrick Hansen probably should have gone for the single there with just 11 balls left. Every run counts. And John Pratt was already almost halfway down the wickets. He was making that easily.
Yeah, it's unfortunately missed run there, I think. And you sort of saw with Benson and Paddy, when they had that run out, they basically decided, yep, one has to go. So who's to go there? And yeah, Paddy probably should have run through, but let's hope he makes up for it with the next shot.
Well played to Tyrone Reddy, though. He was onto that in a flash, turned around, and that was a very decent throw down. Didn't give a chance for Pratt to get back. So score now 93 for 4 after 10 overs brings Peter George to the crease, who we were having a chat with earlier. For those of you new to the streaming, Peter George played a test match for Australia in Bangalore in 2010. So fantastic to have him involved here in the tournament. And Sam, for you as skipper of the Brisbane Burners, what's it been like having a former professional cricketer and Australia international involved with the tour and alongside the team?
Yeah, it's been really good, and you sort of think about players who have had that level of experience coming back to amateur cricket and a tour with the boys that are, we want to come here and win, and we got our first win on tour this time, which was great. But he's just been a part of all of it, on the field, off the field, just been basically one of the boys on tour. But just having that experience and the little things he says before the game and at the end of an over or when we take a wicket, you just can't get that experience from without doing what he's done. And it's been awesome and great to see that he just got into the tour as well as the cricket.
Absolutely, yeah, it's great to have him involved, and it's also nice to see some wives and girlfriends also involved on this tour. I know you've got a couple of them in your lineup, helps bring a bit of balance to the tour. At the end of the day, it's a holiday for all these players as well as a cricketing trip. So
yeah, exactly right. So Pete's missus is here, my partner Beck's here as well, and they've actually been enjoying the cricket.
Look at that. Is that hitting leg there, Sam Lang? I think it is. So Peter George, we didn't see much of an innings from him there. Let's have a look at this replay. Talk us through it. But that's disappointing to see the ex-Australia international gone for 2.
Back knee, it's probably not the worst decision, let's be honest. But he's a tall man, so you just never know whether that could be going over. But it's not going to be, from our point of view, we're happy to just see the wickets, runs, or boundaries, basically. So either Matty's going to get back in, or these two are going to hit some big wickets, big runs.
So the pressure on here, if we look at the last 9 balls now, runs beginning to dry up, the pressure building with those wickets. So 2 wickets and only 7 runs in the last 9 balls. So Brisbane Burners were firing on all cylinders just 2 overs ago, looking set for about 125, 130. At this rate, they're going to do well to get to 115. They were targeting 120. See what they can do here, Sammy.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's a bad omen, either me talking about this or the fact that Matty's wearing it, but he does have number 0 on his shirt. So I'm kind of hoping that he definitely doesn't get that. And he hits a couple of boundaries and gets us to that 110, 120 mark.
So a reminder that Matt Turville is the Brisbane Burners team owner, as he was last year. So great to see him out there, having a bat here in beautiful conditions in Mohali near Chandigarh in northern India, lovely part of the country. Rory Rouse coming on to bowl
here. And like you said, he's an owner, and he said on the start of the tour, he said, I'm here to manage, I'm here to be the owner, but these are experiences that you just don't get without LMS, let alone without him running a team. So hopefully he gets off the mark. I've definitely stitched him up here with the commentary.
I don't think you can say that was your fault there, Sammy. Wow. He went for the. He knew the runs needed to happen. Yep. He took that one for the team. He knew that he had a retiree and Matt Dart coming back in. So took it for the team there, just as Benson Trembath, the other team owner, did.
He's done the team thing there. He's definitely done the team thing there. And you can see he's walking off with a smile. So he just wants to be a part of these tours. He loves it. And like I said, we wouldn't be here and the Burners wouldn't exist without him. So yeah, he deserves every chance to get out there. And he was even just on the field for us with injuries yesterday. Came on and fielded for 5 overs, threw himself around, bled for the team, dived and saved a boundary, cut himself up a little bit. So yeah, he loves it, and it's good to have him in the team and running it.
Well, here we go, Sam. So just like that, 4 deliveries ago, the Burners were only 3 wickets down. Now it's the last pair at the crease, the one positive for them is at least one of that pair is Matt Dart, who looked terrific in his 33 off 10 balls retirement. So at least he's now got 7 balls to play with, providing he can keep the strike as much as possible to try and get the Burners up to that 120 target that they were ambitious for. So let's just watch this ball from Rouse. Comes in, nicely played by Matt Dart into the gap down a third man.
Yes.
Beautifully thought out that shot. He was targeting that, I think, beforehand. Great to see him just firing on again. Moves to 37 off 11. So tell us, Sam, so you're carrying a bit of an injury, which is why you're sitting out this plate quarter final. But then are you on for the plate semi-final? Should you reach that this afternoon?
Yeah. When we take all 8 wickets and make it through to the semi-final, we're back in the ground, on the ground. Just wanted to get the owners a crack at it, and this was their chance to have a good crack. And if we can set 120, we're confident with our bowling lineup still that we should get the win. And Darty, like you said, just is making it look easy. An interesting stat for him. If no one ever saw, or if whoever didn't see our actual write-up before the tournament, our national championships, he had 13 sixes and 4 fours in his 5 innings at nationals. He just doesn't like hitting fours, but he's done it here for the team, obviously. But you can see when he hits it big, it's 6 no matter what ground you're on.
Absolutely terrific batsman following up from his 50 yesterday as Tyrone Reddy comes back for his second over. Terrific first over from Tyrone, and the last over of a good bowling innings so far from Cape Town Jackals. They've kept it very disciplined. Brisbane Burners 100 for 6. They'll be targeting at least 15 off this last over with Matt Dart at the crease. But can Reddy get the big wicket? Inside edge there. Are they going to be able to come back for 2? They're going hard. It's going to be risky.
Calamity of errors there. Fielders sliding over, misfielding, batters falling over, not being able to get up and run.
I think that was too high risk to go for the second there. Any kind of clean pickup, and he was out by a mile, Matt Dart, and that's not what they want with the chance for a home run off the final delivery. Second ball of the last over, and that's just what they will have wanted. Straight down the ground. Fielder comes round. Just a single there puts Matt Dart on strike for the final 3 balls. And we're going to be, hopefully we'll have Sam back in for a few overs in the second innings where he'll be talking about the Australia team chances for the World Cup, the big event of the year in June, Kenya. But let's just focus on this game now. And that's a beautiful hit there from Matt Dart. No, he hasn't quite got hold of it. Goes out the cover and they're coming back for the second. Are they going to make it? They will. It's a poor throw in. Gets Dart on strike. So
good running from the 2 of them there, and that Paddy's just going to be pushing for the 2s straight away, basically. And if need be, he probably will sacrifice himself. He's been the big team man on tour. Everything's been about the team for Paddy, so he knows Darty get him on strike, and hopefully he can go large these next 2 balls. 41 off 14. This is a terrific innings here from Matt Dart. Just what his team needed. The rest of the Burners line up, apart from Tom Jelly, has struggled with the bat. Dart has got going, and he's got that straight down the ground. A beautiful hit. Goes flying past long on, between long on and mid-wicket. Let's just have a look at this one, Sam. That's just Darty at his best. I'll be honest, I love watching it right now, and I've hated being the one bowling to him at our finals back home in Brizzy. He just does it to everybody. So
47 off 15 balls. This is potentially a match-winning innings. Without Matt Dart's innings here, the Burners' total would have been relatively bleak after Tom Jelly got out trying to just hit 1 too many. He had looked really good for his 28. But here we are, Matt Dart, a boundary on the last ball. We'll see him score a 50 like we saw with Akshay Narwhal earlier, who actually got a 50 and then hit a home run earlier today in the plate. Dart goes down the leg side. Has he got a bit of bat on that? He seems to have tapped his bat to try and get his 50.
Oh, wide.
Wides.
4 wides. 5 wides.
Well down the leg side. So that's just what the Burners needed. Tyrone Reddy will be very disappointed with that. Could have finished the innings there. But instead, that's the 50 up. The wides go to the batsman in LMS. So a bit of a strange way for Matt Dart to get his 50. But he's got there now, 52. Home run had taken to 64, which exceeds even Akshay Narwhal's score this morning. So Matt Dart, successive 50s, goes wide, down the ground. That's just going to be a single, I think.
It's all right.
4 runs.
4 runs, Darty.
Beats the fielder there.
Without Darty, definitely, like you said, it would have been a bit more of a bleak scoreline. I think a few little things would have been slightly different with our middle order batting, but it's the way Darty bats. You just want him there at the end. 56 runs off 17 balls for Matt Dart. 47
3 balls for the rest of the team to score pretty much the same amount of runs.
Half,
so
yep.
that's, if we have a look at the scorecard here, Mitch Fraser got off to a decent start, 11. Tom Jelly looked really good for his 28. Some terrific hits in there. Matt Dart, the man of the hour, 56 off just 17 balls. Benson Trembath, Patrick Hansen, John Pratt all chipping in. Peter George, Matt Turnbull down at the end. 119 off 12 overs. They wanted 120. They've pretty much gone there, so this is real game on. 10 runs and over, and we'll be having a look at the bowling scorecard here. Great stuff from Upal and Rouse with the early wickets. Vital Haras got an important early wicket, 1 for 18. Tyrone Reddy looked really good in his first over, but then the second went for a few. Tegan Naidu completed the bowling lineup. So Sam, which way is this going to go? Are you confident 120 to win?
Yeah, definitely confident actually with our bowling lineup. You said with Pete to open the ball, Jan to come in with the second over, and then we'll probably jump to Jelly. Jelly's been bowling really well this tournament. I probably mistakenly have dragged him 1 over too soon a couple of times, but he's a genuine all-round cricketer, Tommy Jelly, and he'll definitely bowl his 2 overs. Jan will probably bowl 3. Pete will bowl his 3. Matty Turnbull will probably get an over in there. I don't think he will, but I think Pete will happily throw in the ball to buy a wicket, hopefully.
Great stuff. Well, we're going to look forward to the South African run chase here. The Cape Town Jackals, one of the tournament's most popular teams. Can they chase 120 to win against the Brisbane Burners? Sam and I will be back in the second innings, but we'll just watch the highlights now. Rory Rouse bowling. Just off his legs first up, and he finds the gap down there to find leg. Oh, there you go.
Foreign teams this tournament.
Rory Rouse, it goes up in the air there from Mitch Fraser. Wow, all the way. Well, didn't quite see where that landed. 4 runs, but that's this ball first from Upal, third delivery of his second over. Goes out towards the covers, and he's found the gap there, Tom Jelly. Beautiful shot, so now he's getting going. Moves on to 7 off 6, and that...
The crowd very loud. Oh no. So Mitchy Fraser just looks like he's going to take the inside edge onto the stumps.
Brilliant. Bowling Sachin Tendulkar for your first test wicket. What a memory.
Yeah. Unbelievable. It's just surreal, I think, looking back at that he can nudge it around.
Rory Rouse comes in, and he's connected with that, Tom Jelly. Where's that gone? Right over the fielder, over cover point. Full toss there, and he's lent into that, Tom Jelly.
Another one over point.
What a hit. Well, that's his signature shot. In terms of this, just go straight down there. Matt Dart, that is
He's got all of that.
Shot. Wow, talk us through this one, Peter.
Well, it's
terrific to have you involved. Oh, well, let's just have a quick look at that. Well, look at that. That's straight on bowled. So just a last little look at the game here before 120 would be what they were targeting. He's gone straight down the ground there, Matt Dart. Has he got all of that? I think he has. That's a big, big 6 on the boundary. So no one really behind square as Rouse comes in. Oh, that's hit very hard there from Matt Dart. Another South Africa under a bit of pressure here. And that one straight back down the ground. And he has retired in style. What an innings from Matt Dart. 33 off 10 balls, featuring 4 brilliant second over. Flattish, and that's just going to be a single to mid-wicket. A mix-up between the batsmen. It's going to the keeper's end, and that's going to be an easy run out. They've chosen one of them. 1 for 3. Vital Haras comes up. That's beautifully hit by Pratt straight up.
just weren't quite enough on the board.
Straight down the ground there. That's a magnificent hit there from Patrick Hansen. Fielder comes around and knocks it over the boundary. Almost takes an absolutely ripping catch. We saw a blinder of relieved to get that one out of screws. He goes hard again but can't get hold of that. He's sent Pratt back. Is there going to be a chance here? He tries to turn down and he does. Disappointing.
Well, and they've actually been enjoying the
Look
cricket.
at that. Is that hitting leg there, Sam Lang? I think it is. So Peter George, we didn't see much of him.
So hopefully he gets off the mark. I've definitely stitched him up here with the commentary.
I don't think you can. Comes in. Nicely played
Very
by
nice
Matt
from
Dart
Darty.
into the gap down a third man.
Yes.
Beautifully thought out. Jelly has struggled with the bat. Dart has got going and he's got that straight down the ground. A beautiful hit. Goes flying today in the plate. Dart goes down the leg side. Has he got a bit of bat on that? He seems to have tapped his bat to try and get Matt Dart. Successive 50s. Goes wide. Down the ground. That's just going to be a single, I think.
It's all right.
4 runs.
4 runs.
So welcome back to the second innings of this plate quarter-final between the Australian Brisbane Burners and the South Africans, the Cape Town Jackals. Peter George opening up with the ball. We heard from Peter earlier, he's skippering the Brisbane Burners today, and he was targeting a run chase of 120 to defend. He's got exactly his wish, 120 exactly to win. Peter George, the ex-Australia international, comes in for his first delivery here for the Brisbane Burners, right on the money straight away, and there's a spot there that he said he was looking to target into cover, and then the man he's replacing as captain sitting out this plate quarterfinal in the hope that his team make it through to the plate semi-final following this game up against the Cheshire Cats. The winner of this game will play the Cheshire Cats. We have Sam Lang as Peter George comes in for his second delivery on the pads. He's asked the question.
Bit high, bit high.
I think with Peter George's height, he said that officially he registers as 6'8" in height, so that delivery is going to be coming from a high trajectory. I think that was probably a fair decision there, Sam.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely been nice and friendly with the umpires, and he's been quite accepting of their decisions because he's an umpire himself.
Advance down the wicket, Gareth Grant plays out to the offside, chops it away, and it goes all the way to the boundary. So that's got the Cape Town Jackals inning going with that 4. We see that he's got a GoPro on his head as well here, Sam, so that will be in his highlights collection, advancing down the wicket to an Australian fast bowler and hitting him through the covers for 4.
That's a very nice shot to definitely have on camera, especially from the helmet. He will enjoy having that for the rest of his life, I believe.
Well played, Gareth Grant, who comes in for the 4th delivery. Peter George chopped down towards third man, coming round. Is he going to reach it, or is that placed nicely in the gap? The fielders trip each other up. Matt Turnbull with good commitment, team owner, trips over John Pratt, who tidies up and gets back there for, what was that, 3 in the end? Well run 3 there, yep. Sammy.
Yeah, and I mean, commitment to the boys in the field, almost taking each other out to make sure the ball didn't go to the boundary. But they might have a bit of a chat next time they're chasing that down. A nice shot there, though, just guided into the gap.
So Tegan Naidu, the other opening batsman, to face up against Peter George, the former Australia international. Last ball of the first over. George comes in. Can he get the crucial wicket? He moves away a little bit of outswing there, but behind backward point. Is it going to go all the way? Pratt comes round and tidies up again. So 9 runs off the first over there, Sam.
Yep. So, I mean, good start from the Jackals there, and they'll be hoping to just keep that through each over. Get it down to probably the last 2, I'd say. Just make sure that they're getting that 10 and over, 8 or 9 and over, and then go large at the end. John Pratt coming on to bowl now. Mentioned earlier, he's been sort of the star with the bat and the ball. He's been taking a few wickets, hitting 6s off the first ball he faces. So he's keen to get in here, and Pete's been real good for John. John was a little bit nervous at the start, and Pete got in his ear about confidence and, just do the little things right, and John's done everything right this tour.
It's been very impressive, John Pratt. He hit a wonderful 6 as well off his first delivery in the first innings of this match. Batted well the other night as well, so good young talent in the making. Pratt comes in for his first delivery, right on the money first up.
Oh. Nice little down up there, indoor shot, up over the stumps. So Darty looked to chase, but good cover there down at third man.
A bit of luck there for Gareth Grant. Moves on to 9 off 5 deliveries. 1.1 overs, 11. The Cape Town Jackals will be happy with the start, particularly facing up against Peter George.
Yeah, we would have liked a wicket in that over just to put the pressure right on. But as I said, we're a bowling lineup, so we'll build that pressure, start taking wickets and make it tough for them.
It's on the legs there, and he's played it behind where the great dive. Oh. Excellent fielding there from the team owner, Matt Turnbull. Wonderful stuff there. Full commitment dive.
I think that might have been Benson. That's actually Benson. So Matty Turnbull filled in once we had an injury the game before. Full stretch dive, saved a boundary. Benson's come in this game and full stretch dive, saved a boundary. Probably been our 2 best fielders, to be fair.
Excellent commitment from the 2 team owners for the Brisbane Burners. Pratt comes in for his 3rd delivery. Outside off again, nicely advances down Naidu. Wonderful shot there through extra cover. That was a beautiful shot there, Sammy. Advanced down the wicket, full swing of the bat.
Just a nice cover drive through there. Classic shot on the knee. And he might be getting down on the one knee so the GoPro at the other end can pick that up.
We'll certainly be seeing that on the highlights reel. Tegan Naidu, What a shot. 6 off 2. He looks like a dangerous batsman here, Sam. This worrying start for you here from the Cape Town Jackals.
It is. Hopefully John can be a bit tighter here.
Full toss there. Will it just go out to mid-wicket? It beats mid-wicket. It's going to be 4 runs there. 10 off 3 balls to start Tegan Naidu's innings. 20 for none after just 9 deliveries. The Cape Town Jackals. Pressure on the burners.
It's a dangerous start here. You can just see Pete walking over, just having a bit of a word to John in his ear. Hopefully John switches on here, just finds his line, finds his length. Finish the over with a dot would be perfect.
It's wonderful batting here from Naidu for the South African team. Another boundary here would really tighten up the pressure on the burners. He goes down the wicket, he flicks that off his legs, and that's gone all the way as well. Tegan Naidu, 3 successive boundaries, moves on to 14 off 4, 24 of the first 2 overs. Wonderful batting.
That's a perfect over for the Jackals there. It's exactly what they would have wanted. So they're executing their plans. We just need to get back on track and execute our plans. I think Pete's made an executive decision. At the start of the game, they did say that Pete and John would probably bowl the first 4, and then Tom Jelly had come on to finish one of the last 2 overs at this end. But early decision to come on and slow down the pace. Tommy bowls a good line, a good length, and on a low, slow wicket, this should be good for him.
Absolutely, I think this is the right call here, just to get the batsmen off their groove. Gareth Grant, 10 off 6. Tegan Naidu, 14 off 4. 96 requires off 50 balls for the Cape Town Jackals. They made a fantastic start here. That second over really has turned things in their favour. 15 runs off the second over, 24 for none. What has Tom Jelly got? Did well with the bat earlier, scoring 28 runs. Just a little bit turn there. That'll just be a single out to cover. If we have a look at the field here, we've got a deep backward point, a deep cover on the boundary, a wide long off, straightish long on, straightish deep mid-wicket, and a deep backward square leg. So any kind of ramp shot, we're going for 4, that's for sure. Played to the leg side. Fielder comes round, it'll just be the single. So tight start here from Jelly. This is what the burners need. Cape Town Jackals just ahead at the moment. Be happy to have not lost an early wicket. 26 off their 12 legitimate deliveries so far. Wonderful start. Tom Jelly comes in for his 3rd delivery. Flights it up. Advance down. Excellent wicket keeping there. Gareth Grant stumped. Quick hands from Mac Dart. Talk us through this, Sam.
Exactly what Pete would have been hoping for. Bring Tommy on, slow it down, and then Dart finishes it off with the stumping. And Darty has had lightning hands this tournament. Not naturally an indoor keeper. Played a lot of junior indoor cricket for Queensland and showed his skills right there.
Good quick hands. It was almost like Gareth Grant was maybe playing for the spin there, but it just went straight on, misjudged it. Premeditated that, but the danger man Tegan Naidu still there. 15 off 5 balls. Great start to Tom Jelly's spell here. 1-1, then the stumping. Can he finish off the over well to help burners get back into this match early on? I mean, they're always going to be in the match, but that was a very concerning second over there.
Yeah, Tommy's a thinking cricketer, so he'll be trying to work out what the batsman coming in wants to do and not give him anything to get away. I think he'd also like to have a bit of a crack at Tegan, I think. He'd love to see Tegan try and go after him. And Tommy will just drag the length back a little bit and hopefully another result of a stumping or a top edge.
Good from the burners here, also keeping Tegan Naidu off strike. He looked in full flow. Just got a few doubts going into his mind here if they can tighten up the other end. Rory Rouse coming in. He bowled well in the first innings. 2 balls left in the 3rd over. 94 required off 47 balls, so exactly 2 a ball. Jelly comes in for his 4th delivery. Toss it up there. Well played by Rory Rouse. Out to deep cover. Just going to be the single there. Good first shot.
Tom, we'll be looking forward to this challenge here. Let's see what Tegan can do.
It's the big matchup here. Tom Jelly versus Tegan Naidu who's going to come out top. Last ball of Jelly's first over, and it's a full toss. Naidu onto it in a flash.
Unfortunately, yeah, Tegan's come off a lot better there. Tommy letting a loose ball on the last ball of the over, unfortunately. He won't be happy with himself, but he's got 1 wicket, and there's a bit of pressure hopefully going to start to build by the Burners. And you can see Pete coming back on to take on the fresh batsman as well.
You really sense that if that had just been a single there, it would have really been swinging Burners' way. But that 4 just takes a bit of a gloss off a good first over for Tom Jelly. Just went for 7 runs, got the stumping. Gareth Grant had looked decent. Important wicket. And now the skipper, for this match at least, Peter George, as you said, former Australia cricketer. He's bowled out Sachin Tendulkar in this country. We heard about that in the first innings. Can he get the big wicket of Tegan Naidu in this over? He'll be up against Rory Rouse first. Comes in for the first ball of his second over. Down the leg side, good take there from Matt Dart.
Darty just showing his quality down the leg side there. Hasn't actually let a bye through as far as we're aware. There's a bottom edge today that went past him, but hasn't let a bye through this entire tournament.
That just makes such a difference, doesn't it, Sam? Just keeping the pressure on there. Excellent keeping there from Peter George. Comes in for his second delivery of the second over. Misses off stump by 3 or 4 inches there.
That's the line that Pete was saying at the start of the overs, just hit the top of off, and he's almost there. He'll be happy with that delivery, but he's hopefully trying to repeat it here. Just take that bail off.
If I was the Burners skipper here, I wouldn't be entirely happy with this over so far because I would be wanting to be bowling at Tegan Naidu. I think Peter George is a danger man, and Knight is wide outside off stump there. So, hey.
Bit loose there, but hopefully it happens so often in LMS that extra ball ends up getting a delivery at the end of the over, getting a wicket at the end of the over.
Absolutely. I'd say you'd want to take a single somehow here, just for 2 balls at Naidu to get the danger man out. You know Peter George is your gun wicket taker. Dot balls aren't going to win you this game.
Wickets will, though. So he's done exactly what he was aiming for. Hit that sort of top of off line. See the replay here. Ooh, it's probably going a little bit high, but let's just say that's taking the leg stump.
Could be clipping the leg stump, maybe an umpire's call one if there was.
It's been a low deck all week, so you'd expect that to hit the top of leg stump. The way the pitches have been playing.
Absolutely. Well, important wicket there again for the Burners. They can't just focus on Tegan Naidu. 2 wickets now in the last 7 deliveries, so things swinging back towards the Burners' favour.
And the beauty of LMS is sort of the 2 main rules, retiring to get other batsmen involved and then potential to come back in. And last man potentially changes an entire game. So it's all well and good taking 7 wickets, but if we can't get Tegan, who's batting well, he could actually win it on his own anyway. So definitely need to take all 8 wickets here, and Pete's going to try and replicate that last delivery, hopefully.
I'm going to call it early here, Sam. I think these wickets are almost too early because at this rate, Naidu could be back in the 8th over again, and that's the concern. Just got to get out who's there, though. So Tyrone ready to skipper in. Down to long on. First ball should just be the single. Bit of a misfield, and they're coming back for a second. So disappointing there for the Brisbane Burners.
And like I said, that would have got Tegan on strike for that one delivery, that extra delivery Pete's got.
Absolutely. And if that could even mean a wicket or even just a dot ball to keep him off strike for the next over. Let's see what we have here. Last ball of Peter George's second over, and that's gone down to 3rd man. So Naidu will be off strike. So he has been starved a little bit of the strike lately, which may have put him off his rhythm after 3 fantastic boundaries in successive balls off John Pratt. All around the ground. First one through the covers, then through mid-wicket, then through square leg. So 4 overs, 35 for 2. You could say that the Brisbane Burners are slight favourites here so far in the game. We've got the skipper Tyrone Reddy batting with Tegan Naidu for the Cape Town Jackals. A couple of these Burners players were in Cape Town actually just a few months ago in December for the World Championships there. Chris Mapstone and Sam Lang, who's with me in the commentary box now. think you all had a terrific time over there in Cape Town, Sam. Well, actually, it was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Not
it was
a few months ago.
2022 for myself and Chris, and Matty Turnbull and Benson were over in last year, just watching Tommy come in here. Looks like a little bit of turn there, but Tommy will be hoping to change his line and length. So, big match up again. Teagan back on strike.
That's why I was confused. Obviously, almost half the Burners team then have been in Cape Town for the World Championships over the last couple of years. But this year, well, let's just look at Tom Jelly first here. Umpire just holding him up. Jelly comes in for second delivery of his second over. Flights that one up there. Batsman goes hard after it. Naidu out to mid-wicket just for the single.
Covered by Paddy there.
So back to the World Championships. This year's event will be on Australian turf, so home ground for you, Sam. I think only about an hour and a half down the road from where you're currently living. It's going to be taking place in the Gold Coast. Let's just have a look at Jelly's third ball of his second over. Big hit there from... where's that gone? Has that gone up in the air? Is this a chance? It is. Oh. Matt Dart puts it down. That could be a big moment, potentially. Let's just have a look at this. Talk us through this, Sammy.
Unfortunately, looking at Darty chase this, I almost thought it was out the moment it went up. I've actually have never seen Darty drop a catch. Probably got a little bit caught up on the slide there. He probably got to it a bit easier than he thought he would have. And unfortunately, yeah, didn't quite hold it.
Jelly's fourth ball down the leg side, so that adds insult to injury. A wide down the leg side.
Darty will be a little bit upset with himself, but he'll bounce back here if he gets a second chance at a catch. I definitely don't see that going down.
Tom Jelly comes in. Once again, flights that up, batsman down, and that's a beautiful hit there from Naidu. Clears the fence. 6 runs, so Cape Town Jackals bouncing back. It could have been a wicket. Instead, it's 8 runs, 2 balls later. Could this be a bit of a turning point, these few balls, Sam?
Yeah, there's a little bit of momentum switch again. He's saying we might have been slightly ahead at the start of the over. Jackals have wrestled it back. But it's going to be a good tight contest. Especially if Teagan retires.
Certainly is. So Jelly comes in.
Oh, something's happened there.
Just a dot ball there.
So they probably should have taken the single there, end of the over.
They certainly should have done. So Tom Jelly, 2 overs, 1 for 17. Very unlucky there. 6 off his penultimate ball. He could have had a wicket. It looked like Matt Dart had taken the ball, but then with his momentum, just popped out the glove. So disappointing for the Burners, but they're still in a good position here. 5 overs, 45 for 2. 75 now needed off 35 balls, so just more than that magic 2 runs a ball. Only 3 runs, more importantly, until Teagan Naidu's retirement. So he'll be looking to hit his next ball for 6 to maximise the retirement. Let's see what we got coming up in the 6th over. So who have we got bowling now? Mitch Fraser
coming on to bowl.
So talk us through Mitch's tournament so far with the ball.
So with the ball, probably not quite to the standards that he would have liked. He's had a couple of no balls, full toss no balls that have been hit to the boundary. But when he gets his length, he can swing the ball into the batsman, and he's got a nice change up that dips real late and hard to pick up. So he'll be hoping to hit his line early and then bring in that slower ball.
Full toss first up from Mitch Fraser. Tyrone Reddy does not say no to those. 6 runs down the ground. Reddy joins the party, and that really cranks up the pressure on Mitch Fraser with his first ball.
I think he's tried to roll his fingers on that, and unfortunately it's just come out a little bit high and well dispatched by Tyrone Reddy there.
That's just what the Cape Town Jackals need. Support for Naidu with Tyrone standing and delivering. Dispatching the full toss from Mitch Fraser. Back over long on. 2 sixes in the last 3 balls. Following on from that dropped catch chance. Tide, you sense, turning towards the Jackals here.
Mitchie will be thinking this through and pick up his line here. Just go back to line length, simple things.
Mitch Fraser, pressure on his second ball, comes in outside, and the batsman reaches for it. Is that going to go all the way? No, that's the ideal result for that delivery, Sam, there. Really reached for it. It would have been a wide.
Yeah, he's definitely let us get away with one there, so hopefully Mitchie finds his line now. It's probably a slightly bit of length, but now he's just going to get to straighten up around that off-stump line.
Fraser comes in for his third delivery, advances down the wicket, Teagan Naidu, and that is a magnificent hit down the ground. Retires in style, as we said he would be hoping to. 33 off 11 balls. Well battered, Tegan Naidu. That is just what the Cape Town Jackals needed to launch this innings. They're now almost halfway there with less than half the overs. 3 sixes in the last 5 balls. The Jackals are on the charge here.
Yeah, they're definitely making it look a little bit easier than we did, but we did have, I think, 62 maybe on the board at the turn. So it's potentially even at the moment, and we just need to tighten it up a little bit, restrict the runs, and then drag it back down.
So what can Mitch Fraser do here? 2 balls left in his over. New batsman at the crease, Vital Haras, who got a wicket with his first delivery. Bowling Tom Jelly, who was looking really good, 28 at the time. Big couple of balls here, you sense, for Mitch Fraser, Sam.
Yeah, definitely. He's not going to be happy with those first 3, so he's going to want to definitely bounce back here. He'd love a wicket, but honestly, he probably just needs to think about a dot ball or a single to bounce back. That's really the main thing. Just starve the runs rather than necessarily get them out right now. 2 fresh batsmen at the crease as well.
Fraser comes in for the 4th ball of his first over. That's more on the money spot. Batsman backs away. Puts it out to the offside. Are they going to look to come back for 2? No, they won't. Playing it safe. So single there, an important single from Mitch Fraser. Brings Tyrone Reddy back on strike. He's only faced 6 balls, but one of them has been to dispatch Fraser back over his head for 6 runs already this over. Yeah, can he do it again? Last ball of Mitch Fraser's first over comes in. Lovely ball there from Fraser. Beautiful lines. Just seams in a bit. Excellent bowling to end a tough first over for Fraser.
Yeah, definitely a tough one for him. He won't be too happy with what he's done there, but as I said, he just needed to end the over with that single dot as equally as good. Pete obviously thinking who's to come on now to bowl.
Right, well, just in this intermission and a halfway point, while you're here, Sam, we have got to talk about the Australia team and the World Cup coming up in Kenya in June, the year's marquee event. The last time we had a World Cup in Last Man Stands, it was called the World Series, which was back in Chester in England many years ago, where you captained the Australia side to the final against Sri Lanka before you went down in that final against a very strong Sri Lankan team. I know well in advance you've had the Australia team more or less planned. They've qualified through major tournaments around Australia. How much are the guys looking forward to Kenya, and who are the players that you've got in the Australian lineup that we should be looking out for?
Yeah, really, the boys are really keen at the moment, so the chat's sort of been building up now that the World Champs is finished, Indian Super Series is finished, and everything's going to be ramping up towards the World Cup. We've got the big Ziad. Everyone remembers him from the first World Series. He was probably the standout player on and off the field. Everyone loved to be around him off the field, and the things he did on the field were just insane at times. We've also got a couple of players that qualified through local Super Series. We've got Gus Sloan there, who's going to be a very handy all-rounder. Top order bat, bowls some nice lines, very intense, keen cricketer, and just loves it. He's eager to get over there and just show the rest of the world what he can do. And Kenya's just going to be a beautiful place to do it as well, having had the chance to go there a year or 2 ago.
So Tom Jelly opens up the second half of the innings. Start of the 7th over. 61 needed off the second 6. So it's all to play for here. It's neck and neck at the moment. Sam says it's a terrific tournament to be had in Kenya in June. And it's going to be fantastic to have the best players from all over the LMS world convening on Africa and Kenya. As Jelly comes in for his second ball. Oh, almost a chance there. Excellent bowling from Jelly. We're looking forward to hosting everyone in Kenya. 2 fantastic venues. Nairobi Gymkhana, the national ground, will be used for the whole week. Many of you remember that ground. Used to host the Champion Trophy back in the day and also World Cup games in 2003. So wonderful opportunity for players and teams to play there and be hosted at both clubs. Great for Kenyan cricket as well. And we're really looking forward to that tournament. And also Kane Lindsay, as we were discussing earlier, will be skippering the New Zealand side in that tournament. So good to have a few representatives here at the tournament. Advances down the wicket there. Vital Haras, has he got enough of that? I think that has cleared the ropes there, Sam.
It has, yeah. It's a nice shot. As you said, advanced down the wicket. Tommy throwing it up there. Just inviting him to do it, and he's played it very nicely, actually. So I don't think there's anything wrong with Tommy trying that. He'll change his length now here and bounce back.
It's actually just short of the boundary, so just 4 runs there. He's tossed it up again. Oh, has that gone right through? Is that a wide, or has that hit his pads before the keeper Let's see what the umpire's call is here. It is a wide. So painful couple of deliveries there for the Brisbane Burners. I mean, the extra ball here. Tom Jelly's had a good spell so far, but I don't think those figures do this spell justice. There was a drop catch in there.
Yeah, followed by a wide and a boundary off the actual dropped batsman as well. He'll be looking to bounce back for this last ball of the over. Hopefully take a wicket, but dots again, starving the runs is just as important.
Tom Jelly comes in and he's cleanly hit that down the ground. No, he hasn't. Apologies to the viewers. I lost that in the sun. I thought that he had really got hold of that, but it's just gone straight to John Pratt. So let's have a look at this one, Sammy.
So he's floated it up again. It's probably what he's trying to do with those first two deliveries as well. Drag the batsman out, straight down fielder's throat. Some nice hands there by John.
Unorthodox way to take the catch, but he kept his eye on it. Strong man, John Pratt. So that's a big wicket there at the end of the over. If he had got that a bit cleaner, Sam, that would have made the difference of being 73 for 2 at the end of the 7th over and 67 for 3. More importantly, he was looking very good there, Tyron Reddy. So that's a big, big wicket for a set batsman. 3 wickets down now, 5 overs to go, 53 required. This game could not be more delicately poised with the retiree in the sheds.
And we've got the perfect chance to potentially buy a wicket. Matty Turble's been looking forward to this over here. He's got a fresh batsman and a batsman on 200 strike rate at the moment, but has only faced 4 balls. Taking his time to set his field. Let's see him land this, and hopefully Matty can take a wicket or 2 here and show the opening bowlers how to do it.
It's an absolutely crucial stage for Matt Turble to bowl his first over of the tournament here. The Brisbane Burners team owner manages LMS Bow Desert. Wonderful man. Loves his cricket. Very passionate and has driven all the passion and enthusiasm through this Brisbane Burners side. So what has Matt Turble got for us? First delivery coming up. Wide outside off stump and a wide ball. So puts a bit of pressure on Turble. He'll be feeling that.
It's all right. He'll drag back his length, straight back his line here. So he knows what he's got to do.
Karishan Mansami, the new batsman at the crease. Turble comes in, flights that one a bit better. Mansami puts it to the leg side.
Fielded in there by Benson. So a nice bit of flight there by Matty, actually. He didn't shy away from floating it up, seeing what the batsman wants to do with it. Now he's got a fresh batsman on strike, and let's see what he can do.
Mansami faces his first ball, puts it to the leg side, hits it quite powerfully. Is it in the gap? No. Pratt comes round. They could come back for 2 with the misfield, but choose not to.
So he's bowling relatively tight here after that first wide, so hopefully he keeps this up.
If you look
Singles are fine at the moment.
The last 10 balls there, Sam. Let's just watch this first by Turble. Outside off stump. Oh, playing a miss, and things certainly looking like they're swinging back in your team's favour here. When you look at the last 10 balls, just 1 boundary and a wicket thrown in there as well.
Yeah, it's very similar to our innings, I think, a little bit. So you might start to see some interesting running. Try and put the pressure on the field.
No, that's going to be a second wide, surely. Keeper
good hands there by Darty.
That's worth 3 there, Sam. 3 freebies. Second wide in the over, not rebowled in last man stands cricket. Worth 3 runs, and it goes to batsman as well. So Vital Haras moves on to 13 off 8 deliveries. Matt Turble's got to finish tidily here. Last ball, he'll be desperate for a wicket.
He'll be loving this at the moment, and you're exactly right. He'll love to take a wicket with him. I think if he gets that line right, it could just slide under the bat here, stay low.
So Vital Haras, what's he got? Outside off stump.
It's come back inside the white. Oh.
Close call there.
Close call, yep. It is what it is.
It's another wide there. So Vital Haras picks up 2 freebie wides there at the end of the over. 6 runs, not needed for a batsman that was going well. So he's looking now quite nicely set on 16 off 9. Karishan Mansami's only faced 1 ball so far, but that was a real nice way to end the over there for the Jackals. With 4 overs left, they require 44 runs to win, so 11 runs and over. Couldn't be more poised. We look at the rest of the team right on the sidelines, can't get away from the action. The South Africa flag, the rainbow colours flying on the boundary. Patrick Hansen bowls his first delivery, hit back down the ground by Mansami. Started the 9th over here.
This will be Paddy's second over of the tournament. He just been saving himself for the finals. He's had a bit of a sore shoulder, so hopefully let's see if he can deliver today, having been rested.
Hansen comes in, second delivery, short outside off stump. It's hit hard. Is it going to meet the gap all the way to the boundary? It does through the covers. That's a big 4 from Haras. Moves on to 20 off 10 balls. He is onto that in a flash.
That's definitely swinging back in the Jackals' favour. I said a little bit sort of similar to our innings. We very big at the front, slowed down the middle, and then came home pretty hard with the bat. So they're following ours and making it very much a tight game. So a couple of tight balls here. Swing it back in the Burners' favour.
So let's just see this. So Patrick Hansen's third delivery of his first over. Shortish. Oh, and this is stumping. Good work there from Matt Dart. Good quick hands there, Sam.
So yeah, Darty again showing how good he is behind the stumps. A nice low delivery off the pitch there. So Paddy will take advantage of that the way he bowls. And then
excellent batting though from Vital Haras. He was helped out with a few wides, but an important 20 off 10 and one more wicket closer to the return of the retiree Tegan Naidu, who could swing the game. We saw Matt Dart come back in the first innings and score quick runs. Just looking at that wicket there, Sam, I don't think we've seen enough of those kind of shortish deliveries from the foreign spinners. We've seen a lot from the Indians just using the pitch and just letting the pitch do the work.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you saw Tommy Jelly flight it up. I know when I bowl, I generally usually bowl it full and flat back home, but it's just not the way to bowl on these decks. You do want to drag it back a little bit, and it shoots through low. And even as a batter, it's a similar concept. Bowlers doing that to us, we're ready to rock back, having come from Australian wickets, and it just doesn't get up. And we've seen a lot of bowled or chopped on from deliveries we just expect to lift. So definitely where Paddy needs to land it, and he's done it once. Let's see if he can do it twice.
Hansen comes in for his fourth delivery. Well played from the new batsman, Rajasen Govender. Out to deep cover. Oh. They should have come back for 2 there, but they've chosen just to do 1. I think that's a run given up there, but a nice first shot there from Govender. Last ball here of Patrick Hansen's first over. It's been a good one so far. Can he finish it well? 1 for 6 so far this over. Munsami's on strike. Short, chopped down the ground. No, sorry,
John running in hard. Benson running in hard. Good for bit of a wild throw there, but Paddy's come across to get it. Well in by Benson there. Brings
an end to a good first over from Patrick Hansen. 1 for 7 off his first over. 2 new batsmen at the crease, Munsami and Govender. There's a retiree already. So another 2 more wickets. The retiree comes back in, but there's only 15 balls. Unless there's something special, this is beginning after that over to finally look like the match is turning the Burners' favour. It's been 50-50 the whole way. They were boosted towards the end of their innings by Matt Dart coming back in. So far, the Jackals haven't had that chance with Naidu coming back in, but will he see him in the final 2 overs? You get the sense that this is the over where the match will be won or lost.
Oh, interesting decision here to bring on Matt Turnbull. I think Pete's hoping for those low, slow, just using the wicket. Unfortunately, Matty's done the complete opposite here.
Not the start that he would have wanted there. A high full toss, Matt Turnbull. Pressure on the team owner. Comes in again for his first legal delivery. That's better from him. Batsman goes hard, Munsami. Goes out to square leg. They know they've got to try and come back for 2, and it doesn't matter for them. There's going to be a run out here. Dropped there by Matt Dart, was it?
Darty, yeah. So, you don't need them scoring 2s because that will get them close enough for the home run. But as mentioned, getting the retired batsman in tactically is not the thing we want to happen.
Cheating's a strong word to use to an Australian cricketer, Sam Lang, but do you think that was a bit of gamesmanship there by Dart? Missing the ball. He's got very good hands, and somehow he managed to not take that one cleanly when there was a clear run out.
No, I think Darty definitely did just drop that there. Wouldn't have been intentional.
That's hit hard and in the air. It's gone out to the fielder.
Just a single.
Dropped just short there, so Munsami really freeing up his arms.
So Matty needs to get through these last 3 balls. Hopefully with no boundary. 1s and 2s will be fine. If he takes a wicket, that'll be perfect.
An important 3 balls you sense here. This could be where the match is won or lost in these next 3 balls. Beautiful bowling. He's gone for the ramp shot. Hasn't beaten the keeper. Interesting way to play the ramp there, Sam. I mean, the gap was there. If he got any of that, that was probably going to be 4. But now 33 off just 12 balls.
I think you're giving Matty Turnbull a bit too much credit with the pace that he's bowling at. I don't think it would have got there before. But it is a big gap, so they might have been able to run 2 or 3. So Matty Turnbull with 2 balls to go. Hopefully he comes in. Good line.
Straight down the ground there. Is that going to go all the way? No, it's not even going to beat the fielder.
And the run out taken.
Excellent fielding there in the deep. Great throw in. I think that was almost direct hit, was it?
Yeah, it was close. It's almost a bit of trouble there. It might have scared Matty into letting it go, but he's taken that, thankfully. That'd be Mitch Fraser down there, I believe.
So it's a full toss. Govender advanced down the wicket. I thought he had hit it really cleanly, but he hadn't, which gave the opportunity for the long off to come round. Yeah, great throw in. Flat throw. Let's have a look. Ooh. Nope. Great take from Matt Turnbull.
Very good take from Matt Turnbull
there.
So Mitch definitely prides himself on doing all the little things right, and he did. He just came in calmly, collected the ball clean, and got a clean throw to Matty. And, you know, as we said, getting the retired batsman back in with this many balls to go, there's plenty of time for him to win that game for them. So I think tactically the Jackals will be trying to run hard, scrape twos, and force us to take the run out. And we just need to bowl well. We just need to bowl our lines, bowl our lengths. Matty there, I think, actually bowled quite a nice delivery, floated it, bit of dip. Let's see what he can do to get out of this over.
So Matt Turnbull to finish his second over here, and I think we're either seeing a boundary or a run out probably on this delivery. He's gone hard at it.
Interesting by the Jackals there, to be honest. I mean, Darty was there, but take the single and force us to make a decision on take the run out or let you take the single.
I think you have to really there. That was very interesting that the non-striker wasn't just straight down the other end there. Yep. Chance missed there for the Jackals. There's been a couple of those that maybe they have missed a bit of an opportunity, but there's also been tight bowling here by the Burners. They pulled themselves back into this game. At this stage, it's looking like the Burners' game to lose. 32 required off the final 2 overs, so 16 and over needed. Patrick Hansen, which I assume will leave Peter George to bowl the last over. Hansen bowled well in his first over, 1 for 7. That one's flat. Batsman hasn't quite got hold of it. It's just going to go to long on. They've got to come back for 2 here, and they have come back for 2. Good quick running, but it's a run out, which brings the retiree back to the crease. Rajdeep Upal taking one for the team there. Actually, that was Govender at the non-striker's end.
So it does bring Tegan back in, but he's not on strike. So I think tactically, when you're thinking about the way LMS plays, you know, you want the retiree to come in at the non-striker's end if they have to come back in.
Lovely throw again there from the deep. Good fielding from the Burners. So 6th wicket falls for 89 runs now. 9 balls left, 31 required to win. Slightly swinging Brisbane Burners' favour here, but it's been a fantastic match here, Sam. It's been neck and neck the whole way. Cape Town Jackals, one of the most popular teams going around in LMS, could be on their way out of this tournament. The plate quarter-final, the winners of this match taking on the Cheshire Cats from England in the next game. And the winner of that will take on the Auckland Warriors in tomorrow's plate final. A reminder that over at the other ground, the main event quarter-finals are all taking place. So you can tune in through the other channels, facebook.com/lastmanstands or the YouTube page. But here we've got a plate quarter-final going right down to the wire. 9 balls left, 31 needed. The retiree back in. Hansen bowls it flat. Upal down to backward point. They're going to look not for 2 because they've got Tegan Naidu on strike, and he's going to have 3 balls left this over, Sam.
So Paddy's been brought back on for that low, slow deliveries to just use the pitch. So I definitely will believe Tegan will be swinging hard. But if Paddy can use the pitch here well, I think we're still in front, and I think Paddy's the man to take Tegan's wicket. It's almost perfectly poised, exactly the same as when Darty came back in, I think, as well. It was about 90, 95, so I think we're just ahead. And let's see what Paddy can do to...
So it is down to Tegan Naidu now. Beforehand, he played marvellous shots all the way around the ground. Very controlled. He goes for the ramp shot there. That's gone straight up in the air. Is this going to be the match? No, it's gone all the way down.
So they're running hard for 2. Are they going to take for the 3? They're not. So, 2's definitely a win for us at the moment. It's very interesting to see Tegan try and play that shot, considering how hard he does hit it. And with Paddy's pace, he's really got to get it perfect to get it to the boundary. So a bit of a surprising strategy there by Tegan.
35 off 12 balls for Tegan Naidu. 28 off 7 balls required. Hansen comes in, 4th ball of the second, and doesn't quite get hold of that. Almost fields it off his own bowling. It's gone to long off. They've got to do the run there, though. That's almost the worst case scenario, that ball. Naidu off strike now for the final ball. Basically, there just needs to be a boundary here from Upal down the other end, or a 2.
It's ultimately a free hit for Rajdeep. I wouldn't be surprised if he steps across and tries to hit it down to fine leg. But ultimately, he's got to have a swing here.
A 4 here keeps them in it. What does Rajdeep up? He goes down the wicket. He hits that hard. That's a good hit, is it? Where's that gone?
Over Mitch Fraser at long off. 6 runs, so he's done exactly what was needed. So 21 off 5.
Talk us through this one, Sam.
So Paddy, I think, has done the right thing. Bit of width, try to drag him out, and he's reached. He's just got enough on it. So great shot there from Rajdeep, and I think that sort of changes the mentality a little bit with it doesn't matter who's on strike. Either one of these two can definitely clear the boundary.
So that 6 really does make it a nail biter in the last over. The only advantage you've got is that you got an ex-Australian international test bowler bowling the last 5 balls.
There's a bit of pressure on Pete here, and I think he might even be sweating this more than his test debut, to be fair. There's a bit of pressure here. He's got 20 runs to work with, or 21 to win.
Well,
5 deliveries.
This over isn't just the over for this match, Sam. This is for the whole week. 5 balls here to stay in the tournament. Pressure on Peter George. What a wonderful hit that was, though, from Rajdeep Upal on just his second ball. Pushed wide by Patrick Hansen. It was a decent delivery. Made it hard for the batsman. He just chased it and managed to just get enough of the bottom of the bat on it to clear the extra cover. That could be one of the shots that wins this match, I think, if the Jackals gets over the line. 21 needed off the last over. Peter George, former Australia bowler, comes in. Targets the pads. That's a clever ball there.
It is. You're not going to be expecting something aimed down the leg, and Pete's obviously followed him a little bit. Hit the pads. That's a perfect start to the over here. So pressure's back on Jackals, and definitely on Rajdeep to repeat his last over efforts.
20 off 4 balls required. A reminder that if the last ball of the innings is hit for 6, it's a home run worth double. 12 runs is a home run. So it can really go down to the wire, even with just 2 boundaries off the next 3 balls here. Peter George comes in around the wicket, outside off, down the pitch, and long on should be able to come round and cut that off. They do. They collide really badly there. That's a nasty collision for both players there. They're both hobbling. There's going to be a delay here while this is checked out. That looks really nasty down there and deep. Massive commitment from your players here, though, Sam.
I think it's definitely the thing we've prided ourselves on, is just we have left everything out on the field. Unfortunately, maybe leaving a few injuries on the field.
That's a nasty collision there. Let's hope that they both manage to walk away from that. But there's going to be some bruised legs on the way back to Australia, I think. And
Tommy and Mitch Fraser are both tough lads. Mitch will be feeling it, but he won't let it hold him back for the next 2 balls.
3 balls left.
3 balls.
Fantastic game here. It's looking like it's going the Burners' way now, though. 18 required off 3 balls. A reminder that a home run off a last delivery can be worth 12. Peter George comes in, angles it in. That's a brilliant ball from Peter George. So now 2 sixes required for the Jackals to make the plate semi-final against the Cheshire Cats. It's been a wonderful game, but right at the death here, the death bowling has proved the key. Peter George with a fantastic last over. Who will it be to face the Cheshire Cats? It's all down to this ball up there.
Perfect finish.
Well done by Peter George, barring a no ball. Congratulations to the Brisbane Burners, who'll be taking on the Cheshire Cats in the semi-final. Cheshire Cats are a really strong-looking side. You looking forward to that game, Sammy?
When we saw that they'll be the likely team we play in the semi-final, if we win this game, they're a strong batting lineup, fierce on the field, and we're going to have to bat probably better than we did, and definitely bowl a little bit better than we have this tournament. We've scraped through this game here. So
Peter George into Tegan Naidu. Hits it down the ground. A wonderful innings from Tegan Naidu. Not quite enough in the end. 37 off 15 balls. Great bowling performance at the end there from the Brisbane Burners. Means a reasonably comfortable win in the end by 16 runs. 104 for 6. Sorry, a 15-run win. 104 for 6 in this 12-over-a-side plate quarter final. That means that the Brisbane Burners from Australia will be taking on the Cheshire Cats in a Ashes battle in the plate semi-final coming up. At stake, a spot against the Auckland Warriors in tomorrow's plate final. It's been a fantastic day of cricket here at the Endeavour Cricket Club, with all of the foreign teams involved from New Zealand, Australia, England, South Africa. joining the local Indian side as well. So yeah, who do I miss out? New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, England, India. 5 countries represented here today at this ground. It's going down the wire with an Ashes battle coming up next. Sam Lang, good luck in the game. Great to have you in the box with us. And
thanks for having me. And yeah, well done to the Burners, well done to the Jackals. Wasn't quite enough for them.
We'll just have a quick look at the scorecard here, Sam, before you go. So Naidu with a pick of the batting there. 37 off 15 balls, ably supported by Vital Haras. Then there was a run of wickets, almost to try and get Tegan Naidu back in, but then great death bowling at the end meant that Naidu couldn't turn the match the same way that Matt Dart had in the first innings when he came back. Ended up with 56 off 17 balls. A wonderful effort by Matt Dart. In the end with the bowling figures, Tom Jelly, those figures don't do him justice. 2 for 25, he was exceptional. Peter George, 1 for 17, who would expect less? Patrick Hansen with an important wicket there as well. Bowled well for his 2 overs. Turnbull, Fraser and John Pratt closed things out. Good bowling performance from the Brisbane Burners, 104 for 6. They win by 15 runs. We're going to say goodbye to Sam Lang and good luck, both for the plate semi-final and if we don't talk to him again, for the World Cup in Kenya.
Cheers, Rob. Cheers, Rob. Thanks for having me. And yeah, definitely looking forward to the World Cup. And I know the boys back home coming over the Aussie side are raring to go and go that one step further. Unfortunately, losing to Sri Lanka in the inaugural World Series.
So stay tuned. Cheshire Cats against the Brisbane Burners coming up after the highlights. It's going to be a cracking plate semi-final we got in store for you here from India.
Decisions, because he's an umpire himself.
Advance down the wicket, Gareth Grant. Plays out to the offside, chops it away, and it goes all the way to the boundary. So that's got the Cape Town. Comes in for the 4th delivery, Peter George. Chopped down towards third man, coming round. Is he going to reach it, or is that placed nicely in the gap? The fielders trip each other up. Matt Turnbull with good commitment, team owner. Trips over John Pratt, who tidies up. Comes in for his 3rd delivery. Outside off again, nicely advances down Naidu. Wonderful shot there through extra cover. That was a beautiful shot there, Sammy. Full toss there. Will it just go out to mid-wicket? It beats mid-wicket. It's going to be 4 runs there. Really tighten up the pressure on the Burners. He goes down the wicket. He flicks that off his legs. And that's gone all the way as well. Delivery. Flights it up. Advance down. Excellent wicket keeping there. Gareth Grant, who's going to come out top. Last ball of Jelly's first over. And it's a full toss. Naidu onto it in a flash.
Unfortunately, yeah,
balls aren't going to win you this game.
Wickets will, though. So he's done exactly what he was aiming for. Hit that sort of top.
Let's just have a look at Jelly's 3rd ball of his 2nd over. Big hit there from... Where's that gone? Has that gone up in the air? Is this a chance? It is. Oh. Matt Dart puts it down. And he comes in. Once again, flights that up. Batsman down, and that's a beautiful hit there from Naidu. Clears the fence.
Line early and then bring in that slower ball.
Full toss first up from Mitch Fraser. Tyrone Reddy does not say no to those. 6 runs down the ground. Fraser comes in for his 3rd delivery. Advances down the wicket, Tegan Naidu, and that is a magnificent hit down the ground. Retires in style, as we said he would. So good to have a few representatives here at the tournament. Advances down the wicket there. Vital Haras, has he got enough of that? I think that has cleared the ropes there, Sam.
It has, yeah, just as important.
Tom Jelly comes in, and he's cleanly hit that down the ground. No, he hasn't. Apologies to the viewers. I lost that in the sun. I thought that he had really got hold.
So hopefully let's see if he can deliver today, having been rested.
Hansen comes in, 2nd delivery, short outside off stump. It's hit hard. Is it going to meet the gap all the way to the boundary? Let's just see this. So Patrick Hansen's 3rd delivery of his 1st over. Shortish. Oh, and this is stumping. Good work there from Matt Dart. Good quick hands there, Sam, for his 1st legal delivery. Although that's better from him. Batsman goes hard, Mansami. He goes out to square leg. They know they've got to try and come back for 2, and it doesn't matter for them. There's going to be a run out here. Dropped there.
In. Good line.
Straight down the ground there. Is that going to go all the way? No, it's not even going to beat the fielder.
And the run out taken.
Excellent fielding there in the deep. Hansen bowled well in his 1st over, 1 for 7. That one's flat. Batsman hasn't quite got hold of it. It's just going to go to long on. They've got to come back for 2 here, and they have come back for 2. Good quick running, but it's a run out. It keeps them in it. What does Rajdeep... Oh, he goes down the wicket. He hits that hard. That's a good hit, is it? Where's that gone?
Over Mitch Fraser at long off. 6 runs, so he's done exactly what was needed.
George comes in around the wicket. Outside off, down the pitch, and long on should be able to come round and cut that off. They do, they collide really badly there. 12, Peter George comes in, angles it in. That's a brilliant ball from Peter George. So now 2 sixes required.